Today we are going to review a product called Voyager by FS Academy. Voyager is a collection of VFR tours designed specifically for use with Microsoft Flight Simulator. For those of you that finished the bush tours in Microsoft Flight Simulator already and are looking for some new tours to try out on your own, or with friends, these Voyager tours are made for you. In the interest of full disclosure, this software was purchased by Captain Naps. Installation is quick and simple. Run the installer and specify a location on your computer to install to. Voyager does not need to be installed in your simulator directories, as the only part for the simulator itself is a series of flight plan files which can be loaded from any folder. When it is completed, you will have a PDF and several flight plan files stored in a folder at your install location. The documentation is the heart of this product. The first few pages detail how to load and save flight plans within Microsoft Flight Simulator. However, the real core of this product is the 7 tours detailed in the following 20 pages. The tours cover a diverse set of scenery worldwide, including the Alps, the Canary Islands, New Zealand, Australia's Gold Coast, the Florida Keys, New York State, and the Grand Canyon. Each tour covers between 300 to 700 miles and takes 2 to 7 hours depending upon the type of aircraft chosen. Each tour is divided into multiple legs averaging 40 minutes per leg. Within each leg are a few specific segments with descriptions highlighting important points of interest along your route. At the end of each leg is an airport where you can land, refuel, and consider saving your progress. Landing is not mandatory and multiple legs can be flown in one session if your airplane still has enough fuel to keep going. Each entire tour is written out as a navlog, complete with track, distance, and estimated time en route for each segment based on the cruise speed of a Cessna 172. Again, you are not restricted to one aircraft type, but the times in this are based on the 172. As an additional bonus, the author has included 30 pages of additional information about VFR flying, covering a diverse set of topics such as altimetry, airport signs and markings, and reading aviation weather reports, METARs, and TAFs. While these topics may be old news to flight sim veterans, there is lots of good information in there for novices who want to learn more about flying VFR. In addition to the detailed route guides located in the PDF, Voyager also comes with 7 complete flight plan files, one for each tour. The flight plan files are pre-programmed with a complete list of waypoints on each tour, even including non-aviation waypoints, such as towns and factories, rivers and lakes, and anything else that makes a good landmark from the air. These flight plans make following the tour extremely easy, almost too easy. Once loaded into the sim, the flight plan appears not only in your navlog, but also in your GPS. After a few legs, I tended to avoid checking my GPS too frequently, as I enjoyed the challenge of trying to navigate from the written descriptions only. This encouraged me to keep my eyes outside the airplane for longer periods, and I found I was much more likely to enjoy the scenery when I didn't have the GPS. However, the Alps proved to be a very challenging scenario, with lots of tight mountain passes and a variety of valleys to choose from. Since I tried to keep my altitude lower to enjoy the views, having the GPS provided good confirmation that I was turning down the correct valley before I got lost. There are stopovers offered every 20 to 45 minutes along each tour. These help break the tours into manageable chunks, and the save function in Flight Simulator works well with these stopovers. When you reload a save flight plan, not only is the aircraft in the correct location, but the progress in these preset flight plans is remembered. So if you like using the GPS, you will be able to continue with the next leg like you never left. Sadly, your aircraft state is not currently well saved. I often reloaded and found the airplane running already, but this was a minor weakness that was more than compensated for by keeping my progress in the tour flight plan. For my reviews, I do not directly score a product. I instead highlight the 3 biggest strengths and weaknesses of a product and leave it to every simmer to judge for themselves if they consider the product worthwhile. Pros: good value. This product is not expensive. It costs just over €1 or just over $1 for each mission. Even if you complete each tour only once, you're looking at about 20 to 30 hours of touring for a very low cost. Detailed flight plans in the sim. The loadable flight plans make it extremely easy to start the tour and follow it around. Rookies will especially benefit from having all the points loaded in their GPS to help them get on course if they do get lost. However, veterans can pretty easily avoid looking at the GPS if they want the extra challenge, making it a very good product for all skill levels. Extensive VFR reference documentation. I was impressed with the time and effort put into the 30 pages of additional documentation regarding topics of importance to VFR pilots. This definitely makes the product much more useful to novice pilots and turns this into a tool for learning about proper VFR flight procedures. Cons. Lack of proofreading. While I found the documentation had a lot of content, I found some obvious errors throughout the documentation and some inconsistent grammatical style, especially in the navlogs. While not critical, these speak to a bit of lack of quality control. Before ever publicly releasing anything, proofreading is a must. Longer legs were a bit boring. While overall, the legs flew past numerous points of interest, a few of the longer segments went 20 minutes or more without anything mentioned in the description. I felt a few of these segments could use a few more highlighted points of interest to keep me looking and interested throughout the flight. Hoping for a bit more information. While the overall package is pretty good, I was hoping for a bit more information to help VFR pilots along. Additional descriptions of more landmarks along the way, and possibly a few pictures to help you spot your destinations would have been really nice. What I was really hoping for, and was a bit disappointed by, was that there were no charts included in the package. A VFR chart for each segment would have been a really nice touch, to give us a practical and realistic way to check whether we are on course, or to help us get back on course without having to just rely on the silly GPS all the time. While the US has good online charts available, many other countries unfortunately lack these, so including charts with the documentation would have really helped with the VFR navigation. FS Academy's Voyager is a fun little product. Despite the fact that the documentation could have been a little stronger, I found the tours were a great way to experience the detailed scenery available in Microsoft Flight Simulator, and at a very reasonable price. Now on to the next tour. FS Academy Voyager retails for €735 or $862 US. It is available on Aerosoft Sim Market and the Flight Sim Store.